ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you know what time it is? It's my favorite time. And by my favorite time, it's been so long. What feels like a long time. A month is a long time, especially in terms of streaming and content creation. And it's definitely been a wild month-long break from this show. And as you guys can see, there's been a lot of new stuff. A lot of new designs. And I'll talk about that in a moment. But guys, it's time to show something we've been cooking for a while now. And when I redesigned the VOD, in addition to creating this wonderful new set, thanks to our wonderful resident artist, Apophis Nova. Oh my goodness, I forgot to set up that shout out window. Thank you, I heard that. One of the biggest things that I wanted to do was I had a little extra money that I've been saving from each paycheck of Twitch, because I want to make it exclusively the money I made from Twitch. And I have a new model now for the VOD. And I'm so excited to finally show this. So yeah, why don't we, without further ado, why don't we just get into that instead of teasing you guys like I did with the lore model. This is the brand new model for Sebastian Valentine. You guys have conditioned me, now I want to say Valentine, but that's my own fault. That is my own fault. So without further ado, here is the VOD Season 2 Val. I feel more professional! It feels so much better. I love it. I love this. I love everything about this design. And it feels good. It feels right. Impressive. Impressive. Very nice. Like, so much love and time went into this, and I'm so happy at how it turned out. Like, the artist who did it, they helped make they made the first model, which was a half body model. This one is a full body. I got legs, but I'm not gonna move those because those who work in Vtuber Studio know it's a pain in the butt to have to set things up to the right position you were before. But as you can see, there are a lot of things that are the same and a lot of things that are different. For instance, that's still the same. Did I refund all those points? Hold on, I want to make sure I refunded all the points from prior. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna refund only just the singular ones. But yeah, like that's still the same. The desk, the microphone, the mug, whatever have you, they're all the same, have not changed. But like the set is different. I have a background. We have that is an animated background. You're watching like an actual like feed. Like that is, I mean, it's not real, of course, but that's real. That was made, like Apophis Nova made all the assets to that, and I was able to take all of that, throw it into Adobe After Effects, and animate all the aspects of it. And I'm so happy with how it turned out. Like it looks so good. I freaking love how it turned out. Is that a new model? Oh, thank you, Guyliner. I appreciate that. And before we move on with the show, I want to show you guys It's the new gaming screen. It's the new gaming screen, and it looks so much better. Not that the first one was not good. I freaking love the first one. Now there no longer are rounded edges, so now it'll fit. It's square, and so if you look at the bottom, proper credit is being now shown instead of just plain text is now built in. At the bottom left corner, you can see Pappas Nova's logo. So go commission, go support him. He did this entire thing, all of this he did. I merely provided a design, like a rough sketch, and it was a terrible sketch. It was a terrible rough sketch, like just awful. I mean, I'm not a good artist by any means, and so that's why really commission, pay, and like respect your artists. Like that's so important. And something I wanted to incorporate that I wanted to do at the very beginning that was so important to me was if you look on the left, a lot of the people who are very important and influential, like in the start of this channel, now have their names cemented on the set. So if you are a part of that, I thank you. Like, I thank all of you for being here, very much so. You all are wonderful and just incredible. The people over there, those are just individuals who, again, they were with me from the very, very beginning. And I just wanted to give them a little bit of some love. Because if you're a content creator and you know where you came from, where you started, Val Balloon goes hard. It does. Freaking love Val Balloon. It's balloony. It's Balloon Val. If you are a creator, you know who those people were in the beginning that helped support you and that pushed you to be where you are now. And you don't forget. You don't forget where you come from in that regard. So, like, there's so many little Easter eggs, so many cool little things that we just felt that was really, we thought it'd be fun to share. So, for instance, like a lot of the fan art that I have received and a lot of the good moments, stuff like that, they're framed at the top of the screen there, and I freaking love it. Which, fun fact, guys. Okay, let me see if I can pull up a picture. Where is it? Image. See, do I have it? I wonder if I still have it. Sorry. Yeah, everybody, go follow, go support Apophis Nova. He's wonderful. Like, just, I can't thank him enough. Ah, jeez. I never get used to that. There's a very specific image I'm trying to find, which I don't know. I think I have to save back to my thing. But that you can't see my cursor, but right there, like the very top image, and I can post it in the Discord. I thought it'd be funny. That image of Maid Val up there, I signed that. I wrote a little message, and I have Val's signature with that. To me, it's the funniest thing, because the image of vanity that one must have to just, yes, I did sign. I'm sorry, I just saw something Nova sent me. It's beautiful. But yeah, the image of vanity one must have to be like, yes, I like to keep my own image on my shelf signed. It needs to be signed. I want to find it because it genuinely made me giggle thinking about it. If I can find the image later on my files, I'll share it. Because I'm looking in the images you sent, like, that you sent me. Because I definitely sent you. There it is. I found it. Okay. All right. And I'm trying to make this as quick as I can because I want to make sure I don't take away time from our wonderful guest today. There it is, right there. There it is. To Val, we here on the VOD like to keep our fembat hydrated. And I'm working on that signature, but going forward, that'll be my my VTuber signature. So, I freaking love it. And so, yeah, credit to the wonderful Monozuki VT for that. Where is it? I believe that's her. I think that's it. Yep, that's it. Cool. So anywho, why don't we, oh, also, the text, for, at the very bottom, it's now follower, subscriber. There's no longer donation because, honestly, I don't care as much for donations. I think bits are so much better. So, if you bit, if you cheer, you now have your, if your the most recent one is now down there. So yeah, hopefully we intend to add a little more to this in the future. But until then, we're just here with this. So anywho, guys, enough about me. I'll talk about that stuff later, probably in my next stream. But this is the new set for the VOD. I'm so excited at how much it's moving forward. So without further ado, guys, after an interesting 1 month break, I can proudly say that for our first guest today we will be welcoming an old friend. Someone you and I have come to know and tolerate, as he put it. That you have come to know and tolerate over the past few months. We've watched them begin their journey as a VTuber, watched many journeys through the lands between, and now we get to watch them start their journey as a daddy and a father. So please help me in welcoming my friend, former co-host, and the first returning guest, the Phantom Fame. What's going on, buddy? All y'all don't mind the cutoff at the waist there. We're still figuring that out.
Back to like the old Phantom before I had legs.
Yeah, I know how you feel. Being in a 2D being like this, he's in the couch. Yes, he's one with the couch. I can.
The Phantom's coming from inside the couch.
He's inside the couch. Wait, I mean, I know how I can remedy this. There we go. I just have camo pants. I'm gonna sort it. Don't worry. We just. Oh, now that the model is shown, guess what I can add now?
Oh?
Where is it? Where? I need to save them. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm gonna do that. I'm doing that right now. But Phantom, it's been a little time since we've had you here. But you know that I always like to ask the very first question of this show. And it's the most important question because it's the whole theme of this show. And that is, Phantom, who are you? And refresh everybody, who are you? And what is your story?
For those of you who aren't familiar, I'm the Phantom Fame. I'm a ghost VTuber. I'm the ghost of my childhood dream to become an entertainer that I've allowed to die, coming back to haunt me. And I started streaming just after Val as a VTuber. I did IRL tubing, flesh tubing as I would call it, about 2.5-3 years ago. I've tried it all. I tried being a YouTuber. I tried doing flesh tubing, and then I came back and I really put my back into it this time, and it's paying tremendous dividends. Where it's this time I actually have a community, an audience, if you will, and I've made some really, really cool friends, including back before I had quite as many commitments, being a co-host here on the VOD.
It's certainly interesting to see how the winds of fate, if you will, change, because as you were what originally caused for you to kind of change course a little bit is a very specific and particular event.
Mm-hmm.
And what would that be? Like, what happened to you recently? What changed? What big event?
The catalyst for the entire thing. I think you know this.
Yeah, you speedrun Elden Ring.
Yeah, that's definitely what it is. I haven't speedrun Elden Ring in months. I tried to do a Deathless run the other day. It did not go well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I actually jumping back to like the very beginning. I think I might have said this on the first episode of the VOD, but the reason I started VTubing was actually because we were having trouble getting pregnant. I have wanted kids ever since we got married like 5 years ago, back in 2019. My wife has wanted kids for about 2 years. So we got a year in, we were having trouble with fertility, blah blah blah. Everyone knows how this story goes. And then I said, okay, I have expendable money, I have expendable time. Like, you know what? I'm gonna chase a dream to become like an influencer, essentially, of a sort. And I was like, I'm gonna try VTubing. And I think like 2 weeks in, we were pregnant. Come to find out a month later, it was twins. We had a bunch of ups and downs, and on April 15th, it turns out they both made it. They're both very, very healthy, and I now have 2 beautiful twin girls.
What are their names?
We have Serenity Mirabelle, and we have Willow Alice. Willow Alice is baby A, bigger baby. She was part of the reason we were having all the problems, is because she came out at just under 4 pounds, and Serenity Mirabelle came out at just under 2 pounds. So, like, if you've ever seen like a baby doll, that is about the size that that Willow was. And if you've ever seen a fetus, that is the size of my other daughter.
If you've ever seen a fetus,
I have pictures where my hand could almost eclipse her entire body. She was so incredibly small, and they're doing fantastic. I have revealed since that we live in the DC metro area. Very fortunate, because I actually have family that worked at Johns Hopkins. I had some that were literally the head of the. I have a aunt-in-law. I don't know how you technically quantify it, but a great aunt was technically the founder of the live-in division of Johns Hopkins, like neonatal intensive care unit. So literally, the person who set up the roadmap for what we went through was my great aunt. Her daughter followed her footsteps and was a NICU nurse, and I have like family who are neurosurgeons, like, who travel the country giving talks on all sorts of like progressive medicine, that also worked at Hopkins. So we have a lot of history at this very prestigious hospital, and so that's where they were for their first month of life. And just Tuesday, we were fortunate enough to be able to get them to transfer to my hometown. So we went from a drive that was it was well over an hour to now 10 minutes. So I can now go see them and come home in record time. So it's things are starting to finally open back up a little bit.
Well, I can
but
imagine.
it is taking up a lot of my bandwidth for what I can do.
I was gonna say, I can only imagine just the amount of stress and fear that comes with maintaining this sense of community.
Oh yeah.
And then also trying to become a father, because you took a longer extended period of time just not streaming. And what was running through your mind when you had to make the decision? Just I need to stop streaming, and I really need to focus on my family.
Yeah, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You can see it in my numbers. They've dropped significantly. Running up to the last stream I had before I took, like, I think it was like a 2-week break, almost 3. I streamed a little bit intermittently in between for about a month, before really coming back into it. I think last week, maybe this week.
Yeah.
but my VTuber baby shower, which was a 48-hour stream, that
Oh,
was kicked off by my wife getting surprisingly admitted to the hospital,
oh, I remember.
because babies were showing signs of potential stress. So I had a 48-hour stream planned out where I was not going to sleep for 48 hours. I had over 30 VTubers that were invited to join me, and there were, I think it was 34, 35 people that actually were able to commit. It would have been higher if I had the balls to invite more people. Like, I think anyone over, I think anyone over 2K, I was too nervous to like reach out to them because I didn't want them to think I was pandering just because they had high view counts. Because I had not had a lot of time to interact with them as much recently, so I was like, oh, like I don't want to, I don't want to come off as just like, hello, person with big audience, come join my donathon. But it was a really good time, and you could see that leading up to it, I was gaining a lot of traction. I was starting to average upwards of 20 viewers a stream. I was starting to get consistent followers. I was keeping pace with other VTubers in my social circle that are doing very well. And the VTuber baby shower shot me from about 42 subs to 137 because people really wanted to watch me eat baby. So
I mean, it just goes to show that you give people a stick and they'll take it and run.
Yes, absolutely. Well, it's also, I would also argue that it's, if you plan something out and you plan it well, and you know, your goal is to have a good time and make sure other people are having a good time, it'll succeed. And I think it really is a I think it's a testament to, people always talk about like, oh, you don't have to do a big debut, you don't have to do this, and I agree, you do not have to, but you can, and there is a way to do it successfully. Even though people already knew my model, people already knew what was going on, and it wasn't even per se like it wasn't even like a debut, a re-debut. It wasn't even a graduation. It was very much like a celebration of how far we'd come, an acknowledgement that there will be a lapse in the amount of streams, and just a way to have everyone celebrate, and also like have like a big event. And I think that was very helpful, the transparency, where I was like, yeah, this is what it's about. It's about this IRL event that's going on in my life. And I know that's not important to everyone, and for some people they don't like the IRL side to bleed in. And so I made sure to have a lot of other things going at the same time to make up for that and to make it interesting. If people were participating in the sub goals, the bit goals, the follow goals, there were things that would happen on stream to sort of show you what was going on, and they were achievable. I achieved the sub goal. I didn't really have a bit goal, but we had more like redeems essentially, and we also had a goal with like throne, because I had made my throne all the leftovers from the baby registry, and that was, and like the final goal was a reveal of the baby names, and we hit it like right at end of stream. So it was a really, really good time. But even after all that hype, that build up, coming back this week, last week, I can't even remember, my head's in such a fog. I mean, it's obvious that there's a difference, and one of the most clear things is that your audience is absolutely there for you. They'll love you, they'll adore you. But if you don't build a community, they will find other people and they will stay there because you are fantastic. You are great, and people will love you. That's a fact. You will find your tribe. However, this is also the internet. There is access to hundreds of thousands of people who are also very interesting and very special and have their own appeal. And the first thing I noticed is that my audience scattered. But
It happens.
I had built a community. It didn't scatter to the cosmic wind. I can see where they went. And so
We do have Discord, Kitten John.
it's something that it takes a big person. I don't want to say that. That makes me sound like I'm talking myself up. Um, but oh, the audio went. Am I back? Am I back?
Oh yeah, no, you should be good. Sorry. I've
Cool.
been experimenting with new things,
Mm.
and getting used to the, like I've made a complete switch. I finally made the VOD season 2 an excuse to switch completely from Streamlabs to OBS.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Uh,
mm-hmm.
I kind of took that and ran with it. I'm never going. I don't think I'm ever going back to Streamlabs. Uh, like of course,
Yeah.
getting used to this is gonna be it's gonna be a transition, but I
It
think
takes time.
the integration and the plugins are much more worth it.
Yeah, worth it is absolutely the term I do because they work in Streamlabs. They do, but
They
it's
suck.
the customizability in OBS is much higher, and the strain on your computer is much lower at a baseline. It
Yeah.
will get higher if you start doing the crazy shit that I'm doing,
Mm-hmm.
but to start, it is much lower.
Well, and
Um,
since I dialed back a lot of the aspects of my sources in OBS, like
mhm.
it no longer takes a fortnight to load OBS because of how many scenes and sources
Yeah,
I had before.
yeah, and you have to kind of like condense and like reorganize that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
So
it's definitely something that I'm like, "Ugh, I'll finally go to OBS because I never had a reason to, and now it's just like now here we are. But going back to your
yeah,
experience of that.
one of the important things I really wanted to get to. I know I yammer on and talk in circles when I'm excited about something that I feel like I'm knowledgeable on. But yeah, I noticed that there's a lot of people that were like they're now in other chats, and it's not like one of those things where it's like, well, that's my person. Like, no, everyone can go do what they want. Like, it's not mutually exclusive. That's why you raid. That's why you collab. You want other people to go over and see what's going on. But you have to sort of reestablish yourself and sort of like, hey, remember, this is the content I make. This is what I put out. Like, and like this is how it's going to go. This is where it's going to be. It's hard to regain an audience. And I think that's something you'll
Mhm.
see a lot with people that have massive follower counts, but really low concurrent viewers. And sometimes that's just because people are only there for certain games or they just really like the big events.
Mhm.
And sometimes it's because they took a break at some point and those people found other places where they really fit in. They really liked it. And you'll see it all the time where you'll get a raid from someone, and someone from that raid will start chatting. They'll start connecting with someone else in your community or the streamer, and then suddenly they're a new regular, and like they might not. Like they might prefer this stream to the stream they came from. I've seen that happen many times. Both to both them coming from another raid to my stream and vice versa. And it's awesome to see. It's awesome because at the end of the day, you can pull up multiple tabs,
That's
and
true.
as long as people are having fun, that's really the goal.
That's true.
Um,
Because I mean, currently, I see a lot of familiar faces who are currently streaming right now. I see Guaco, I
mhm.
see Mono, I see Rin, I see
Oh, is
Sevilla.
Guaco?
Guaco is streaming. Guaco's playing is doing Soul Link. Uh,
Oh God.
Mirade is going. Guest number 2 of the season 1 of the VOD. Mirade. She's day 22 of a subathon. So clearly it's
Ooh.
working. It's going well. Uh,
Yeah.
and so it's just I definitely can understand the fear that'll come with just taking a break in that regard.
Mhm.
Because when I took a break from when the VOD took a break from the VOD, this is my pride and joy. This is what nets me the most viewers, most consistent viewers, the most followers or subs or bits in that regard.
Of course.
And when I stopped doing that, it was a hard decision to be like, okay, I'm going to be taking a break. I need to take a break from this. But I'm like, I'm going to slow down in growth, because that's okay. But it's just, since I don't stream a lot more past 2 hours, which lately that's been changing a little bit. It's something that's been a little, it's harder, but clearly I'm experiencing steady growth. Considering, because I always like to use you and I as a good comparison, in the aspect of, you are experiencing very good growth because of your hard work ethic and your wonderful personality, and you stream a lot longer than I do and more than I do.
I think that might be the factor.
Yeah.
I think that might have been the factor. Like, our
time.
stream length was very different.
Yeah. And so the reason why I'm like, why am I not getting so much growth? Why am I not? I'm like, well, looking at my metrics and my numbers, I'm like, man, I'm doing pretty well for how little when I say little, because I stream often, but I don't stream as much. I'm like, it's clearly with the both of us, it's the content of what you provide to people. Because in your case, you're providing you're providing very fun, unique streams that often go pretty long, and it gives people an incentive
longer
to
than
watch.
anticipated, always.
Yeah.
That was when, like, I was testing out, what's the name of the game? I almost said, it's not Cloudberry Kingdom. That's a very different game.
Berry Kingdom. Yeah.
No, what is it called? Moonstone Island. Moonstone Island. I was like, oh, I'll test this out. Play this for like 1-2 hours. I went for 14.
You went for 14?
I couldn't put it down. It's so good. Anyway, if you should try it. It's a great game. You can hold hands.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, like it's the difference of, I was much more the marathon content creator, where I'd get home from work, I would say hi to the wife, I would say bye to the wife, walk downstairs, and I'd basically go to work again. And then I'd go to sleep, which is also work. It's working on making sure my body still works.
Yeah.
And then I would repeat the process. And yeah, so that obviously that's not sustainable with kids, unless I can find a way to do them both at the same time. So there's sort of I guess a metamorphosis is kind of the best way to put it, because you should always be improving. You should always be striving to improve. But my streams are now much more sporadic. They're not as much every day. They're sort of on the shorter side, where they're more like 4 hours per stream.
Yeah.
But I've been trying to put more oomph into them, like the deck builder triathlon that I revitalized the other day, and I had Vega help me, where now it switches my screen for me, and it changes my game category, so I don't have to stop. When you change the game from Rogue Book to Slay the Spire, it plays the Inception sound, it changes it on your end, it changes it on my end, it changes it on Twitch's end. Everything changes instantaneously.
Yeah.
And there is a highlight from it that is absolute chaos. And I adore that highlight, and I need to edit it down to an actual clip. But yeah, I've started to focus more on trying to get the quality level up, and that's something that I feel a lot of people need to learn, is that when you start to lose an audience, if you have established an audience and you have lost them, it is important to give them a reason to come back. Just streaming and doing the same thing is fine, but you will not reclaim or regain the traction that you had just by returning to what you were doing. And a perfect example is going to be this with the VOD 2.0. You've upgraded your set, you've upgraded your model, and I'm sure you have a bang up lineup for the first couple of episodes. There's a change,
definitely.
I can help if it's not the case.
No, don't wait. No, we're good. Wait,
don't go.
No. I'm. Oh my gosh, audio is always scuffed. Give me a moment.
And that's something where a great example of that you can see.
Yeah.
Because obviously me and Val both had about a month break, staggered a little bit. And you can watch us and see how we evolve. Robe is a perfect example,
Robe's been
actually,
getting a
because
lot of
Robe
good growth lately.
he's been getting a lot of good growth.
That's pretty positive.
And the best way to show you what I mean by you have to give them a reason to come back. Robe used to do void tubing. That's a term I like to use for people who don't flesh tube, they don't VTube. Their face is never on screen, but they're still on, like, a mic. And so Robe did that 2 to 3 years ago. He was streaming every single day for more than a year. Every single day. And he was not averaging more than like 1 to 2 viewers. And it was tough on him. And like, he was a trooper. I don't think I could have lasted that long if I was not getting chat interaction and I wasn't getting good viewership. And when I started VTubing, he was like, he and JG both got interested in streaming again. He saw what I was doing. He was like, I'd kind of like to like start streaming again. Like, I wonder, like, I don't have enough money. Like, I don't have the money to like jump in and get like a model and do all the stuff that you do and blah, 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 blah. Like, it's kind of tough. And it was the artist name, I believe, was Jay Alzier. And he was doing a giveaway while I was promoting my, he was doing a giveaway of assets while I was promoting my debut. I think like 3 weeks before my debut, I was promoting it, came across his post, and I reached out to him. And he gave Robe like his first overlay and his avatar and like some other art. And it was completely free stuff. He just did it out of the goodness of his heart. Super, super nice guy. I did end up paying him because he went above and beyond. And I found reason to pay him where he couldn't decline it. And that's all it took. Robe is off to the races. Suddenly he's back in the game. And now he's hitting numbers around what I'm hitting. And it's awesome to see because he's put the work in, but just streaming doesn't always pay off. You have to innovate. You have to change what you're doing. You have to find your tribe, and you have to find a way to get them to come to you, or you have to go to them. And for him, it was going to them. It was switching to VTubing. Yeah. And it was something that, it was a chance that I took, that he saw worked out. He took the leap himself, and he's doing fantastic. He's doing great. And I think that's something that I've seen a lot of people lately, especially once you start to get a little bigger, like where we're approaching the 500 mark. Like we're well on our way at this point. I know people who started after me who have hit the 500 mark.
So speaking
Alvin
of,
Blue, I think
Willow is just crossed 300.
Yeah.
Which is just incredible. And it gives me hope. It makes me happy to see all of these people who essentially they started, and their biggest apprehension was, I don't know if I get growth, and they talked about that, but they're just like, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to strive. I want to hit this.
Yes.
Hit this mark. And because I remember talking to Willow a little, like, just in her chat, like a month and a half ago, around that time. She's extremely small, and just I just want to grow. Just want to get a little big, But it is what it is. It'll happen. And so I remember seeing at that time, it was 5, 6 viewers, and then all of a sudden it was popping up to about 10, maybe 11, and I'm seeing like 17 to 25, something like that. I'm like, whoa, where did that come from? That's just incredible.
Creeps up on you. Yeah, and that's what I was talking about, where you find your tribe, you find people that like what you do, and there is always going to be an element of luck to it, and there's no denying that. You have to give people what they want. You have to turn out to be what they're looking for, and it really does come down to chance as well. It is who you know. But you can meet people You can meet people along the way. Everyone I know that's a VTuber, other than JG and Robe, which JG doesn't really get to stream a lot because he's very active as a dad.
Mm-hmm.
But Robe has been streaming a ton lately, and like those are the only two people I know IRL out of all of my VTuber friends, and you've seen them. I was just talking about it earlier. I invited 35 plus people. That's not all the people I know that are VTubers. That's just the people that I had already associated with or was close enough associated with that I was comfortable inviting them to be on a subathon, where I could say, hey, here, come on my stream. It's not going to be about you.
What on your stream?
But like, we're going to cross promote.
No, just gonna gloss over that. And I'm gonna
Gloss over what?
No, I said what on your stream?
Oh yeah, all over it, all over my face.
Oh,
yeah,
wait,
of course. Here you go.
Yeah, no, I definitely know. Yo, it's Finch. What's going on, Finch? I know exactly what you're talking about. Because when I was, in preparation for the show, some like stuff that I'm trying to do, I'm like, I want to grow this more than what it is. I need to expand my reach. I need to do, I need to find different avenues of growth. Because if I just continuously rely on luck and the possibility of growth, I'm not gonna get it. And so it's definitely that I need to push more feelers out there. And I talked with you about this a little bit of where what I'm going to be talking about a little more soon, or probably at the end of stream actually, is the VOD is now going to be more than just a talk show. It's also going to be a news show and a long form, like, not defining a long form, but like an essay kind of discussion show where I'll be posting
a video essay.
Yeah, I'll be posting I'm doing a VTuber news show. It's 10 minutes on Sundays every week. I'm gonna try my best. It'll be a little hard at first. Once I get into a groove, a workflow, it'll be fine. And so I'm posting content on YouTube with that, and then I want to do like sort of VTuber style, just video essays. I think a really good example, like a good comparison, is I really like the structure and format of the TV show Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. I think it's a very easy to digest and relatively easy to edit format of information delivering. Now, is it going to be the level of comedy and writing that his does? Probably not. But then again, I'm not trying to go like tongue-in-cheek with so many jokes. Yeah, that's asking.
That's the difference between a writer's room and a writer.
Yeah. It's a writer's room and somebody who happens to write their name.
Yes, and someone who writes in a room.
So, exactly. I need to hydrate. Hydrate or dihydrate. And so with that, it's having to do all these things. Yes, it adds a little more work. However, you're still playing the luck game. You're just putting more hands out that have a chance to be, caught. And so
it's like when you do like the lotteries at my gosh, I'm trying to think of where, like if you go to like a school dance or something, and they're like, oh, like you can give us, like, you can donate $1 and get a ticket, and at the end of the night we'll pull these and you could win like a $50 gift card to Pizza Hut or something. Like, you're just buying more tickets. The harder you work, you're just buying more tickets for that lottery.
And the thing is, you don't increase your chances on a singular lottery ticket. You just have multiple lottery tickets that have the same amount of chance, but you're just you're casting a wide net. And so the percentage is always the same on each individual thing, but now you just have a better chance based on more hands you have out there.
And the biggest thing you can do to really get bigger and to is actually to help other people. That it's surprising, but it's true. That helping other people will make you grow. Communicating and networking with people in and of itself is enough. You don't have to like go out of your way, do crazy stuff for someone. I have someone where I just in the mornings when I was at work, I was just like, oh well, like Blue doesn't usually start her stream till like noon. I like to go on there and mod during the day, keep tabs on it. But before then, I was like, I don't really have too many moots who stream, and this was a while ago. Now I kind of do. I think I usually have at least 2 to 3 in the mornings that I can go to. But I found someone. It's Vampiric.
Yeah.
Eric at Vampiric. Super nice Brit VTuber, and I would just jump in there. I just chat a little bit. Didn't make didn't make huge waves. Wasn't constantly like, hello, it's me, another VTuber. I just kind of like made myself known, and over time, like you just get to know the person. Like when you become a more known chatter, like they kind of get to know, oh well, like do you stream or do you game? Like what do you do? And just the other day, they raided into me with 20 people, and like 3 people from there stuck around at totally different times. They were lurking in that person's stream, and throughout the 3 hours after the raid, they were like, oh shit, I didn't realize that I got raided out. How's it going, Phantom? Like, how are you? What are you about? Ah, that seems lovely. Had like an hour-long conversation with one of them. They dropped a follow. Like they brought someone else in. That person followed. Like it's not rocket science to talk to other people. It's actually quite easy. Just go in with the intention of like being friendly and just having a light conversation, and you'll experience growth. Like it'll happen. It's really funny. Like I have someone else where someone who helped me out my first week of VTubing, who just kind of like put me out there on his channels and his Discord and stuff, was like, hey, I have someone who's getting into VTubing who wants to get to know a little more about like how it works and like like the industry from like a small scale like independent. It's like, I thought of you. I was like, yeah, I think at this point I'm qualified to give someone some entrance level tips. I absolutely believe so. I think my content is professional enough. Well, the look of it is professional enough.
No,
I jumped in the Discord. I talked to them for like 3 hours, and I made some really cool friends. I found out that one of them is like an artist rigger for 3D models.
Ooh.
They usually work with like Unity and furry stuff, but it's another avenue where it's like I could look to them if I wanted to learn to import something to VR chat, because that's what they do. That's their passion. One of them is a voice actor, and I believe they just landed a role in, it was something big. I want to say, is it Avatar? I don't think it's Avatar. But it was something on Netflix that was up and coming, and it was relatively large. I'd have to ask them what it was, but it was like it was like the equivalent of like a AAA title.
Yeah.
It was high dollar. It was, when they first said it, I thought they meant like it was like a Fanimation or something, and they're like, no, it's like a legit series that's being done on Netflix. It's not my first time being on Netflix. So that's a voice actor that I met, it's a rigger and artist that I met, and it's another VTuber that I met. And 2 of those connections are going to benefit me, because I can go to them and say, hey, like, I really want to do this project. I could use more voiceover work. Do you think you could help me either get my stuff ready for a voiceover, or do you think you could, lend me some of your voices if some of the people I already know, such as you, that are already voice actors, like maybe they aren't the right fit for the role, and I want something else. Like I've got more variety there. If I run into an issue where like I'm having a lot of trouble importing something into like VR chat, I can go ask the rigger and be like, hey, do you mind taking a look at this and seeing if there's like any fundamental issues that you can solve? And for the VTuber that I met, they earned a really meaningful connection. Because I made plans with them this weekend to like sit down and help them set up their OBS. I took like 5 minutes, watched a little bit of one of their streams. They were playing Elden Ring. I'd already informed them it's illegal to play that game without telling me. And and they're like, well, they're like, oh, like, yeah, I'd love to get your advice. Like, I'm free this week. And I was like, yeah, I can absolutely like make some time. Like, we can sit down, take 2 hours. Like, you took notes the last time I talked to you, so I know you take me seriously. So like, yeah, like I'll absolutely help you get your stuff set up. And like, you better believe I'm absolutely gonna raid the shit out of them once I know that they're doing their debut. And it's connections like that. It's not always you're not always working for like, you know, your own benefit, and you're not always doing it because like you're trying to get something out of it. Like, it was one of my friends' requests where they were like, yeah, I have like, it's a friend of a friend who just wants some who just wants to talk to someone who knows a little bit what's going on. Easy enough. And that's going to contribute to my growth later down the line, because it's going to help me innovate. It's going to help me meet new people. Like, who knows? Maybe this VTuber is gonna absolutely explode, and like, you know, I'm getting it on the ground floor. Maybe they're going to be like a perfect fit in my community, and we're going to have wonderful collabs together, and they're going to really elevate my content. Or maybe they're going to simp over me and my RRs and shirtless redeems,
Yeah.
and they will be my new #1 chatter. Like, who knows?
Well, it's
Like,
interesting
there's endless possibilities.
I think it's interesting that you bring all this up, because in the course that I have done this, one of the biggest things that, oh my gosh, Aw.
How did you find me?
What? Look who
this this woman's chronically not on Twitch. Hello, MILF. It is the Phantom MILF, my wife.
Can we get a shout out for the Phantom MILF?
There's no way she has a follower. Does she have any followers? I don't think I even follow her. That's gonna change. She has 1 follower. I'm going to steal her account and see who followed her first. That's so funny.
Well, guess what? I just followed her.
Yeah, okay, well then there's 2.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, see, there you go. There's another. She's like,
I'll be up in a bit.
She's still at the hospital, that's right.
No, she's not at the hospital. She went to a friend's house on Wednesday for a couple of days. And she just got back.
Affiliate in a week.
Yeah, it's hot as hell here in my basement. Like, I am in basketball shorts and that's it, because it's way too hot down here. I am the second this is over, I am retreating to the colder section of the house.
I am in sweatpants and a t-shirt. Sorry guys, I don't wear a suit like behind the camera, not yet at least.
Yeah.
But on the bright side, if I do conventions in the future, it'll be very easy for me to cosplay as my character.
Yeah.
So, because
I will have a much tougher time.
Is it the rippling pectorals, or is it the
it's just the pecs. The arms, I think I could get there in a couple months. It's the pecs where it's like I have no pectoral muscles. That's where the issues are going to come in.
The glutes.
No, I've got the glutes.
Ah, that's good.
But yeah, I've got everything else.
But yeah, going back to what you previously said, I know how you feel on that. So there are 2 things I want to talk about with that. One is, it's interesting how when you apply yourself and really just start to stretch out your feelers, you stretch out the grippers, so to speak, and talk with people, and make these connections with random people, how much they can really change and influence your whole course of your content creation. Because, for instance, my good buddy, who works for a game studio in China, he asked me last minute. He said, "Hey, the voice actor we intend on having had to dip. Can you fill in and can you do this voice for a game for us?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, I can do that." And so I woke up early, like the next morning at like 5 or 6 in the morning, because again they're in China, and did an online VO sesh where I'm just like dead tired, like I haven't eaten anything, I'm like just starving for water, and we recorded for 2 hours, where I was recording these voice lines for this game for 2 hours, and um, and he's like, hey, you know, thank you so much for doing this. You know, how can I compensate you? How much? Yeah, I'll pay you. And I'm like, no, you don't have to. Don't worry about it. You know, you're my good friend. You know, because we're college friends, and I'm like, don't worry about it. You're my friend. I will gladly do voiceover work for you for free, even if it's for a game. You know, and he's like, well, I gotta find some way to compensate you. And he's like, you know, would you like me to do art for you? You talked about that in the past. And I'm like, you know what? That sounds perfect. And so instead of paying me, we decided to do kind of pro bono work, where I would kind of do some voiceover work for him in his studios, and he would do art for me. Where he's currently working on an animation, like, an animation for Val's lore. And so an actual lore video. And so it looks so good. It's going to be animated, and it's going to be voice acted, and it's going to be so good, and I'm super excited. You already know about this. And
Yeah.
Cuz you're going to be part of it. And had I not, you know, put out those feelers, and just I wouldn't know about that. I wouldn't be able to do something like that. And the other thing is, I've shown on stream how much I go out of my way to message people and talk with them, to either interact and have them on my streams, or to have them on my show. Because if one stream, I opened up my Twitter, I opened up my DMs, and I showed how many people I have messaged that since I've started doing this show. And it's can't wait for the lore video to end with Phantom looking at Val and him saying, "This truly was our VOD." I hate that.
Spoilers for season 3 of the VOD.
It's so dumb. But spoilers for season 3 of the VOD. Oh, you were goated, my friend. Anywho, I'm going insane right now. Yeah, so it struck me when you said that you didn't want to ask as many people, either more bigger people, and like in my case, I'm like, I have no problem messaging somebody who has well over 100,000 followers, you know, a couple million subscribers, because in my mind, I'm like, I don't care about their size. There's no reverence to that. It's just like, I'll either get a response or I won't. And like I've messaged so many people that don't even respond, that I don't even know I exist, have seen that. And other people, they said yes, and then again, a small part is those who see it and then say no, but say they want to be on the future. I think one of my favorite ones recently was this person named Cooney, who's on Twitter, and their art is really cool. It's really adorable, and they made their own VTuber model. And I asked him, and I said, "Hey, I really like your art. I really like your model. I think you have a cool personality. I would love to have you on my show, and I'd love to talk." And he said, "Well, I haven't debuted yet, and like officially with my new model, and I'm also very socially shy. So I think for now I'll have to decline. But I am interested, and I'd love to in the future." And so, to me, that right there is something I won't forget, because it's like, there are people who see it, they want to do it, but some of them are they're a little nervous, and that's okay. But had I not reached out, I wouldn't have been able to have that kind of interaction. I think the biggest takeaway is just do it and shoot your shot. And because at that point, it's out of your hands. You pass the ball to them, and it's up to them whether they want to throw the ball back, or they want to keep it, or they just do completely dodge it. And suddenly my head is in the ceiling. I don't know why. What is
amazing?
What is going on? What is going on?
You look great.
I think my V Bridger just died.
Oh, you're using V-Bridger. God damn.
I do. I like V. Ah!
Very nice.
I like
love it.
V-Bridger. Oh, I know why. Please stop.
What do you mean? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Ah! The moment my head is in the ceiling, this is what you do.
Yes. The people demand it. They demand blood. They demand sacrifice. And they demand femboys. I'm going to give it to him.
How long are you gonna do this? Oh, that
I'm
long?
out of... Oh,
Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna refund those points at the very end. Rex, you're just using the sound effects. For those same points, you could be throwing Dr. Pepper.
amazing.
Ah. That's another thing. I'm gonna be. Oh, jeez. And he probably just. My mod just refunded all those points.
That would be Tazen, I would presume.
Well, do you have your points back?
Better pick up this Dr. Pepper can so you're oh yeah. Look, hey.
Pristine.
Look, the rap party was gonna do this anyways. I just beat y'all to it.
Oh my gosh. Here we go.
God. Yeah, that's not gonna end for a while. Hi, Brendan. Do not refund those points. You'll never see the end of it.
I know I won't. Oh my goodness. But anyway, yeah, that's just it. It's there have been so many cool people that my gosh! There have been so many cool people that I've been able to meet and talk with that love the new set and model. Aw, thanks. So coming from somebody who already has a bang up suit yourself. We're now I'm now in the suit club. So
I just need a tie and then me too.
Just wear the tie and nothing else. That'll be considered business casual.
You know what? There is a way to do that. That's actually something I wanted to plug tonight because talking about like innovating and stuff. One of the new ideas I had that I think other people should do as well. So I mentioned earlier that for the VTuber baby shower, I had Throne stuff, and I had obviously like it was all baby stuff. And when I first made Throne, it was just apple juice and diapers because I thought that was the funniest thing on the planet. It's still funny. It's still very funny. But I have since changed it because I realized that I wanted more than just, you know, meme gifts. I wanted stuff that would actually affect stream.
Mm-hmm.
And what I realized is I was like, what about like my model? Like the thing that affects stream just about more than anything else, like what I look like. And I reached out to my artist rigger. They're one and the same. And I basically got a quote for new expressions / emotes for new hairstyles and for new outfits.
Yeah.
I asked them for what it would be if it was simple, what it would be if it was complex, and I shot the middle. And I put that up on my throne. And that's something where it's like now people can go on my throne, and instead of being, you know, diapers and apple juice, which I might bring back, who knows, if there's demand for it.
Yeah.
But now people can go on throne, and instead of just being like, oh, like Phantom, why don't you just have just a tie instead of like, you know, instead of getting a whole suit, or
That's
like
funny.
what if like you had a ponytail? So I now have it where people can do that via throne, and it's something where it's like instead of, you know, just it's kind of like how you have when you gift bits, you get hit with stuff. Or I get bits, and it either plays a cringy video of a bunch of African men dancing around calling me the #1 Twitch streamer.
Oh, I remember.
Or like rats fighting on my screen, or me taking my shirt off for a minute, you know, all sorts of shenanigans. It's like it's a way to support me while also getting something yourself. And
oh yeah,
I'm super proud of that idea. I mentioned it to Sevilla, and she went nuts with the idea. So I'm gonna try to get more people to do it because I think that's so neat.
Yeah, when I originally started my throne, I put a singular meme item on there, and I'm like, nobody's ever gonna go any toward this. And so after talking with my head mod Tathan about it, he's like, you know what? Maybe you should actually, even if it's not being funded as much, you should still see about putting stuff on there in the event that people do. And it's okay to have a couple of like smaller things that would be neat to have, but go and put some things on there that people can go and support. Like for instance, there are 6 items there. There are 3 of them are meme items. One of them was one of the meme items from the very first thing I threw on Throne, which was the stupid figure of lead singer of Jamiroquai, JK. So stupid, I freaking love it. It's somebody actually contributed some money towards it. I can't believe they did. And the other 2 things, the other is a suggested one that came from, I think, Nina, and then the other meme one was a Lego bonsai tree, because I said one stream that I have not had a Lego set, and I've not built a Lego set. Oh my gosh.
It's happening, people, it's happening.
I can't hear you. This is just loud.
I know. Great. I can say whatever I want right now.
Oh, there we go.
In political opinion, Boeing, some other country you didn't hear of until a war broke out. Korea.
But yeah, so that Lego bonsai tree is just I said I had not I have not built a Lego set since I was like 11, and somebody was like, blasphemy, put something on Throne so you can get a Lego set, why not? I'm like, okay, why not? But then after talking with Tay about it, the 3 serious things I actually added were a stream deck, because I think a stream deck would be cool to have for my stream, but I can also use it for my audio editing. The other is a better CPU and motherboard for my PC so I can run stream better. But the biggest one is a Valve Index VR kit, because I've talked about this for a while. Is my ultimate goal is to make this fully 3D, where I want it to feel like an actual talk show, where I sit at a desk and I talk and communicate with my audience in a full 3D format, where I can switch switch camera angles so it feels like an actual talk show. There's depth, and it's just, if people want to do things, like, I'm actually there and I can feel it to some degree. But like, that's something that is a much loftier, far out goal, because that is about $1,500. So it's not something I'm intending as getting funded anytime soon. But it's one of those things, like, I might as well. Why not? That way the community can see what it ultimately culminates to. And that way there's some investment in there. I'm just like, look, you guys helped to do this. This is going to make the content, in my opinion, better. And it's going to make it more immersive. Can't wait until I shoot Val's model in the chest if he actually dies on stream. Okay. Another thing I was thinking of buying with my own money, I was going to buy a haptic vest and pair that with Twitch throwing system. That way when I get hit with Dr. Peppers, I actually feel it hitting my chest and my back.
Oh, those things look so cool. They're not super expensive either. Like, they're pricey, but they're not like as much as you would think.
Also, yes, I was a theater kid. How could you tell? Was it obvious? Yeah. Because if it wasn't obvious, I'd be scared.
I was about to bring that up because I saw that and I was like, nailed it. It's not hard to nail it, but yes.
But yeah. So anybody who's here that wants to, you don't have to fund anything except maybe the Lego set. I'm just saying, that's out there. The throne is out there. That's a good way to support your creators. Like, for instance, support Phantom's throne. That way, you can see him in nothing but a tie.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that one I'll probably do myself. That doesn't sound too hard. Please don't ask for just a tie.
I want just the tie.
It's not worth the money.
It's definitely worth the money. Oh my goodness.
That's easy. I mean, I've already got my chef out right here. This is free. Now I am.
Where is your throne link? My throne. It's right there. But Phantom, do you know what time it is?
I don't.
It's an hour past. It's an hour past the start of, getting you on the show. So it's time for a little bit.
God.
It's time for a little bit of a break.
Okay.
And for those who have been here for a little bit of time, they know what this is. Now,
No.
since you've come back, because this wasn't here, like for you to answer and talk about.
Yep. Huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this it? Is this what we're doing? is this what we're doing?
Oh wait, this is the wrong one.
Oh, there it is. Yep.
No, you're not getting your points back.
Thou like tea? I like sweet tea.
I don't
It
drink.
has to be like.
All right, there we are. I do not drink tea. You know
seem like
this.
such.
You know this. I don't drink tea.
Did I know that? Maybe I did.
Yeah.
I forget.
Yeah, no, I don't drink tea. So I'm sorry to disappoint.
He's not sorry.
What do you mean I'm not sorry?
He's not sorry.
Well, regardless, we're taking a little break, and we're bringing up the food flow chart because this is not. I will suggest goth Crocs. I hate everything about that. But anywho, it's time to talk about one of our most important items that are part of the show. And you bet your sweet Bippy I'm not, like, getting rid of this anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
So, Phantom.
Yep.
The food flowchart is a comprehensive flowchart dissecting and categorizing foods and drinks into one of four categories, the four S's, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these categories are as followed: soup, steak, salad, sandwich. Now the question is, let's see. Well, actually, the question is, do you agree with this flowchart? Do you think this flowchart is viable?
I think it's viable. I think it's breakable.
How
but
breakable?
I do think it's
because
viable.
I think this there is no loophole. There is no breaking of this chart anymore.
Let's see. Let me full screen this. I have it in mod view right now. But I guess since I'm a guest, I don't need to work today.
Well,
see.
there looks like there's 2 mods in chat already.
Right. Yeah, I mean, mods are allowed to lurk too.
That's true.
We've got the maybe. That was mine. Remember that was. Let's see,
Mhm.
is it going to be eaten? Save it. Solid or liquid? Okay. Unsure goes back to don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm. And people say don't worry about it, it's a cop out, and I say no, it's not a cop out. It's if you're contemplating that, at that point, just don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
if you truly cared about it, you will figure it out. Because there are two absolutes.
That's a fair argument. That's a fair argument. I can see that. Let's see. State of matter. Liquid.
Because that eliminates the whole, well, watermelon's a majority liquid. It's like, but what is its state of matter? Its state of matter is not a liquid. Its state of matter is a solid.
What if it's a gas?
You cannot eat gas.
You can consume it though.
But that's not eating. Therefore, it's not a food.
Hold on. Let us head to the definition of eating. and this is why when you're like, it can't be broken, I'm like, you don't know how much effort I'm willing to put into stuff. Eating, also known as consuming.
To take in through the mouth as food, ingest,
Is
chew, and
ingesting the
swallow.
food. In biology, this is typically done to provide a heterotrophic organism with energy and nutrients to allow it for growth. Animals and animals must survive. Okay.
Because
humans eating is complex, but typically eat.
But,
okay, hold up.
Because
hold
if you
hold
say
on
a gas, does that mean technically plants eat instead of absorb?
That's what I'm wondering, because we do say that they do eat. Well, I guess
plants don't eat. Unless you say a Venus, unless you say a
wow, you just came out the gate with that one.
Unless
I was like, well, when you think about it, and you just hit it with the plants don't eat.
Unless you say a Venus flytrap, but a Venus flytrap doesn't eat, it absorbs. It melts it down and absorbs.
Yeah, well, we absorb through our stomach.
But that's not through the mouth.
Well, I mean, that's gatekeeping.
That's
Do you
not
need a mouth?
Gatekeeping, that's biology.
I mean, I suppose. It depends on. Well, it depends on how you define eating. If you're defining eating by it must go into a mouth, into the stomach, be digested, and then split into its separate parts as nutrients and waste, then sure.
You don't.
But if you're defining eating as nutrients entering the system and being dispersed throughout the organism, then yes, plants do eat. So it really depends on if you're going to gatekeep plants from being able to eat. And I think tree would have something to say about this, since they are a plant.
Plants do not eat, they simply absorb and photosynthesize.
Wow. What a statement from Mr. Valentine himself.
It's not a bad statement, it's just biology. You cannot eat a gas.
If
somebody rips a mad fart, are you going to say, yes, I ate that?
Well, so you're thinking in the way where it's like, well, you breathe the gas. Well, what if you swallow? What if you just swallow air? You can get air in your stomach. I would know. I have babies. They have air in their stomach all the time. One of them is a tough burper. So you can eat it, but the question is, like,
that's not eating,
where does it stop?
Because it's not being digested.
Right. So what if you have a heavy gas?
It doesn't get digested. It gets absorbed through the body.
Right. Well, so it doesn't get digested, but it gets absorbed, which.
And even then,
is eating.
Even then, most heavy gases do not simply fall throughout the body and go through the digestive tract.
True, but it can be done.
Give me an example.
Sulfur hexafluoride.
And what is the process in which it is ingested?
Did you just put your head in your hands?
What makes you say that? No, I have a singular. I have my head in a singular hand. Because I'm just interested to see how this goes, because this is not how biology works.
Right. So if you not breathe in, but if you swallow sulfur hexafluoride, it is too heavy to exit on its own. When you breathe in sulfur hexafluoride, it's a known fact that you need to bend over and breathe out to fully exhale sulfur hexafluoride.
And that goes into your lungs, not your stomach.
Right, but if you swallow it, it would go into your. If you swallow it instead, if you have it in your mouth and you go,
but it does not get digested.
That brings up the question: is would it just sit in your stomach, or would it get absorbed? The question is, right. So what's the difference between it getting digested and getting absorbed? Because we said earlier that...
Because digestion follows through the GI tract and through the intestinal system. Absorption can happen at any point of the body, regardless if it's inside or outside.
Yeah, but I would argue that is consuming it.
That is not eating it,
It goes into your mouth, and then it gets absorbed. It's consumed.
Then by that logic, if it hits your skin and goes through your skin's eating it.
Yes.
That's incorrect.
If it goes through your skin and it disperses into your system, then
you were just you were grasping at straws here.
I don't think I'm grasping at straws
You're grasping at straws here.
Really I think it's I think legitimately if it's going in through your mouth into your stomach and then your body is absorbing it there,
So
that can be considered eating.
So if it goes through a
So
wall,
so let me also bring up this. If you put something in your mouth and it fully dissolves in your mouth, did you eat it?
it will still follow and go down your throat.
But did you eat it? If it's fully digested by the time it goes in there, because it gets absorbed on the way down.
So I can't hear anything right now.
Yeah, I know. I am aware.
So if I take a tablet, like a melatonin tablet, I slip that under my
Sure.
tongue, it dissolves, it still goes down my throat
Okay.
because of saliva.
Right.
And so it's still being digested, it's still being swallowed, eaten, and digested.
Well, it's being dispersed. It's already digested when it goes down.
No, it's still going to hit the stomach though because of the saliva.
Right, but it's already digested.
It's not digested until it hits the stomach.
Digestion begins in the mouth. You can fully digest something in your mouth.
I don't think that's correct.
It is. Yeah, you can. It's just
I'll
not
eat my
dispersed.
flex state.
Hold on, he is stored in the balls. Yes, correct.
I was honestly
All
thinking
right,
the same thing. Okay, it does begin in the mouth, but it doesn't finish in the mouth.
Okay, digestion, the process of breaking down food by mechanical and enzymatic action in the alimentary canal into substances that can be used by the body. Yeah, it doesn't need to hit the stomach to be digested.
Yes.
It just needs to be
starts.
broken down.
Digestion will start in the mouth, but it'll finish in the stomach.
Well, that's if you swallow. So the question is...
So then you're not eating it!
Okay, well then now we're getting somewhere. So digesting is it's not a part of eating then. Or is it the whole process?
I feel
so
like...
that's where we're at, is like what defines eating. So you're saying it has to go into your mouth, it has to go into your stomach and be digested by your stomach to then be dispersed out. That's very specific.
It is food or drink that is ingested and swallowed and processed through the body.
Yeah.
You cannot... Gas is not food.
Okay, well, so now we have to decide what food is, which is what the chart is trying to do.
Well, by the chart, it says a solid or a liquid, not a gas.
We have taken a sledgehammer to a lot of things that would have been considered food by the chart.
No.
And
because
greatly cut it down.
The chart states solid or liquid. Dry ice, that's a solid. Dry ice is a solid.
Dry ice would also kill you before you could do anything with it.
Yes, but by the chart's definition, you can eat anything that is a solid or a liquid.
So it needs to be digested by the stomach, though. If you die before digestion occurs, did you eat it?
So you're putting...
If I eat a hot dog and you shoot me in the head right after I swallow it because it was your hot dog and you told me not to eat it, did I eat that hot dog?
See, you're putting all these unnecessary
No, I'm just because that defines what is eating.
Yeah, we gave you the definition. Putting it into the mouth,
or did I just
swallow
swallow that hot dog? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I would argue that hot dog was eaten.
Yes, but a gas is not eaten.
That is on its way into my body.
A gas is not eaten, it's absorbed.
Yeah, but that hot dog was not absorbed either, but it was eaten.
Yes,
so
thus proving my point.
I would say that
you proved the chart.
No, because you just said that the hot dog was not eaten then.
The hot dog was eaten.
Then how is it different from me putting a gas into my mouth if neither of them are getting absorbed? It can't be absorbed. I'm dead.
So if
absorption
not does not constitute eating. There's a difference between absorption and digestion.
Okay.
Because by that same logic, if I throw oxygen at a wall and the wall absorbs it, ergo the wall is eating the oxygen because it absorbed it.
I'm working on the making the pathways.
I'm just using that logic.
Eating, digestion, and absorption are separate. Okay, let me look at the chart one more.
Check.
See what we're looking at. Because this says, is it going to be eaten?
You can drink gases that are heavier than air. No, that's not drinking, though. Again, you can't eat.
Chart brings out the worst of the community.
It
well,
does.
It's arbitrary.
And so, but that's why I love it, is because it sparks a lot of discussion in the comments. Because at the end of the day, it's for entertainment. Like, it's not meant to be taken seriously. It's at this point, like, we both know we're just playing this up for entertainment value. And then Phantom's response would be, really?
I'm just trying to define eating. I love this type of shit where I'm like, no, well, actually, it would be this, like when you think about, like, when we revolve around the sun, it's not. Oh, Apophis, you already know. I'm dead serious. You already know. Like, I don't need to joke about it. Like, when you think about, like, okay, when we revolve around the sun, you know what a leap year is, Val?
Mm-hmm.
And because every 4 years we have to change how many days are in a year, because it doesn't actually take 365 days to revolve around the sun. It's actually a different number. It's not a clean number.
Nope.
Right?
It's I want to say it's about 354.2 or something like that, or like 0.4.
Right. So when you think about it, the Earth has been around for millions of years, right? It's been around for millions of years. That number is not like a clean, like, nope. 0.25, where every 4 years, add one on. No, it's probably like 0.246, 321, like, it's a crazy number.
Yeah.
Now, when you multiply that by, like, a couple, I don't know, say a couple thousand, it starts to make a little bit of a difference, right?
Yeah.
If you multiply it by like 10,000, makes more of a significant difference. You multiply that by how long the Earth has been around, and you start to realize that the month we're in right now has not been the same as it always has been. Like, there has been snow in the summer. Like, the month that we know as, like, May, at some point was a winter month. So when you think about it, that change is slow, and it happens, it's happened over time. So, like, my question is, like, when they say, like, oh, well, like, I don't remember, like, ever having, like, a summer like this, or you hear, like, April showers bring May flowers, and suddenly we're in May and it won't stop frickin' raining. And I'm like, I wonder if it used to be like March showers bring April flowers, or like it used to be like May showers bring June flowers. Like, at some point those months have to have shifted. And it's like, I think that's so interesting when you contextualize that with, like, when they talk about how, like, oh, well, Jesus wasn't actually born in December. He was born, like, around this time. And I'm like, well, if the months shifted, then, like, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's wrong if you're like, well, like, this is proof that he didn't exist because it doesn't line up. It's like, well, maybe it did. If you think about the fact that number isn't 0.25, it's 0.2 something. Like, it's wild. That kind of stuff, like, it tickles my brain in, like, the funniest way. So, no, I'm absolutely not playing it up. I think this shit is so fun. I'm playing it up in the sense that, like, I'm actually going toe to toe, and that I actually give a shit about making you see my side of it. But I am absolutely not playing up how much I love diving deep into stupid stuff. Like, can you eat gas?
Oh, what's going on, Mr. Pikaru?
Hi, Pikaru, how you doing?
Drink mercury out of a thermometer. Look, I want you to know that during that kind of rant there, I started playing the Vsauce music.
Did you really?
I did. Oh, goodness. So, I guess we'll come back to the chart later in the future. But all I gotta say is, the bottom line is, you can't eat gas. You can't drink gas.
I'm gonna write a paper on that. I'm gonna get my PhD in digestion and dietary science. And I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna give us a real answer on why or why not it is actually eating. I'll be back.
Let's see.
You'll be hearing from me.
I decided for
Your new dietitian.
I decided for fun to ask ChatGPT. I said, can you eat a gas? No, you cannot eat a gas in the traditional sense of consuming food. Gases do not have a solid or liquid form that can be chewed or swallowed. However, gases can be inhaled, which is different from eating. For example, we breathe in oxygen, which is a gas essential for life. So, inhaling gases can be dangerous if not done properly, especially like substances like helium or nitrous oxide. But yeah. Can you eat gas? No.
You can swallow air.
You can swallow air. If we look on.
We eat people's sickness. I don't know what that means.
Don't know. Well, anywho, that veered on a tangent that
It did.
borderline psychotic.
Yes.
So. Oh, heck yeah! Well, thanks for the raid, Mr. Pickaroo. I appreciate that. Oh, heck yeah! What's going on? Let me drop a follow. Gotta get the shout out. Heck yeah, brother. How was stream? Thanks for joining. Playing.
Yeah. How was Minecraft?
How was Minecraft? And Monozuki.
Yeah, Mono rated into Mr. Pickaroo, and then Mr. Pickaroo rated in here, I believe.
Eefy? Then go eat. Or go sleep. You will go sleep.
Eefy, go eat gas. Go eat gas, Mr. Pickaroo.
Gas. You cannot eat gas.
It's delicious. Gas.
Alright. And so it begins.
It begins anew.
Oh, goodness. I had points.
Go eat the sickness.
No.
Nina, you sound like a Tumblr porn bot.
Or
trying to
more.
More.
Or Nina just sounds like a Disturbed fan.
It's 100% possible to drink gas and I can prove it. Oh no, David. I can't tell if he's trolling or if he's actually like taking the deep dive.
It just becomes a Nile Red video.
Yeah. Where it's like, I took this gas and turned it into a liquid. It's like, that is a liquid! It's clickbait.
Today in this video, I took some of the heaviest gas in the world and I put it in a jar to condense it and make sure that I could try and eat it. That is the cadence that Nile Red has.
Yes, yeah, I haven't watched one of those in a long time.
It was seized in your mouth as that cat is eating.
Yes.
I'm not gonna dignify that with an answer.
What do you mean you're not gonna dignify? That happened today.
You sneezed in someone's mouth?
No, the reverse. My daughter sneezed in my mouth. I was going, oh, look at you. And she went, pah, and I was like,
gross. Also, don't forget to use the new emotes, guys. Checkmate.
New emotes?
Yeah, there's some new emotes.
Are there?
Yeah. A lot of my emotes are being replaced currently with the new Val. What is wrong with you guys? Why can't you be normal? Like nothing.
I got a new emote too.
I could tell.
Well, I've actually had it for 6 months.
Yeah?
Yeah, Daddy Bezos finally released the twerking emotes. And so my baby is now free.
There you go.
I'm very pleased.
That's for you.
Thank you. Thank you, Father.
I need to upload my new. Oh, that's right. I'm gonna pay you, Nova, to make that same emote for me. Just tell me the price and I'll pay for it because I love that emote so much. Like I just love the GIF of that.
You mean Jif?
Huh?
What?
Don't you start with me, young man.
I'm just being needlessly combative.
You woke up and chose violence.
Yeah, I drank my Mountain Dew and chose violence.
If it's any consolation, I woke up 3 hours ago. So after 9 hours or 8 hours of sleep. So, and after the show, I'm gonna be going to work. But man,
Oh God. Nope.
oh my goodness! But I'm making good money. So as a college student, it
Hell
helps.
yeah.
But man, I wish
Make
we,
money count.
I wish we had more time. Like anytime we talk, like we had this, I'd say, is so far a very good, very successful first episode. Like we talked about so much.
Yes.
And then it devolved into pain.
You brought out the chart. I don't feel bad for you.
I don't regret it.
You never do.
No? It gets engagement. So, who's the real winner? That's all I gotta say. Think on that.
The audience.
I've sinned many times, and right now I want to Whoa. Whoa, Nina. Let's not commit murder against children in Minecraft. You won.
I won. Nathan, you're probably right.
Yeah, I have infected everyone. Well, you know what time it is.
I do.
Yeah. So, making a wonderful return because I love this a lot. It's one of my favorite things. No, sneezing. It's time for me to ask my fun 10 questions that I got from famous writer, actor, director James Lipton that he would often ask to his guests on a show inside the actor's studio. Now, these 10 questions have no right or wrong answers. They're just for us to see what your responses are. And for those in chat who have not done this or not seen this and want to play along, please play along with us and answer in the comments, or the comments, like it's a YouTube video. Answer in the chat, because I'd love to see what you guys say. So without further ado, Phantom, are you ready for our first question?
I am.
What is your favorite word?
My favorite word is it's actually a term. It's semantic satiation is probably my favorite term or word. I love that term.
I see. What does it mean?
It's when you repeat a word so many times that you lose its meaning temporarily. I think my favorite is there was one time I looked out the window and I just kept saying the word chef and I could not tell you what a chef was or how you became one or what it is or what they do.
Oof. That is
It is insane. If you've never done it, just pick a word, say it over and over and over, and you will have the weirdest experience of not being able to recall what it means or how to use the word. The more esoteric the word is, like they, the, or are, like A-R-E, it gets worse. It's really fun.
My goodness, like polka dot? Sure. All I can say is it's one of those feelings where you say a word enough and suddenly you're just like, how is it spelled that way? Like I remember remember when I think a word that I was like, what the heck, was follow?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, how is that? Why is it spelled like that? Like it looks weird. Because when you start to really...
That is the beginnings of semantic satiation, is when you're just thinking too hard. You're like, is it favorite? Favorite? Favorite?
Business?
Crap.
Me when I'm a child in 3rd grade and I'm struggling because I don't know how to spell business.
Yes.
How do I...
That's a good one.
B-U-S... When in reality, business is a very easy word to spell.
Oh, absolutely.
Wait. Okay, cool. I know how to spell it.
Yeah.
Or beautiful. Because before, when I was a child, I'm like, how the heck do I spell beautiful?
Oh, I just always think of Jim Carrey.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
Yeah, no. See, when the thing is, it was always hard for me to spell beautiful because I can't spell beautiful without you. Talk to me, please. Ah!
I'm ready.
Oh no. When you forgot which
Look,
thing
I
to
did
use.
not have any of these toggles when when I first started.
Okay,
I've
but
got to make them.
okay, but you gotta admit, that was smooth. That was
It
slick.
was something I've heard a million times.
I know. That's why it's called a pickup line, because they've been said a million times.
That is true. Everyone picks them up off the ground.
It's been like 10 minutes and it feels like an eternity. That's. Oh no. All right. Next up, what is your least favorite word?
I'm gonna regret telling people this. I hate the word silly.
Really? Why not like it?
Dude, I don't know what it is. Like, you can call me weird, you can call me odd, goofy, funny, like dumb. You can call me whatever.
That's
You
pretty
call me
silly.
the word silly, I will immediately like, not even in a joking way, like get mad. I will just like be very like not even annoyed. Just immediately like it just that I have such a negative association with the word silly. It's like that to me is like the way an adult like brushes off like what you're doing as like, oh, you're being silly. That's like their way of saying like, you're being a dumbass, stop doing what you're doing, I'm not going to patronize you, like I'm just kind of acknowledging that you're doing it, so you'll shut up and leave me alone. That's silly. That is what silly means in my mind.
The phantom shamed of his negative associations.
Oh no, not this again. Not the wordplay. I have had enough from Willow's chat the other day. That went insane. It was like 30 minutes.
Watch out, its phantom brain.
Beak of the devil. It was Apophis, Bravo. Like,
Bravo.
I can't even remember who else was getting in on it.
That's pretty phantom lame, not gonna lie.
Oh my god, I've heard them all. I've heard them all over the past day. I'm sure Apophis and Bravo are cooking up more as we speak.
Right, but hear me out. How about phantom silly?
Angry. Angry boy.
What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Other people getting hyped about whatever it is that I'm talking about.
Oh. If you're a piece of grain of wheat, he'd be the phantom grain?
That heard it.
If he was a member of One Direction, he'd be Phantom Zane. I'm done. I swear. For now. Maybe. I don't know.
We'll never
Oh, thanks, Bravo. No, I
don't say that was good, Bravo. Get out of here.
Thank you. Gotta stop my phantom gay. Oh. Look, maybe if you guys throw throw some bits and some subs my way, we can start a phantom hype train.
Oh. Not the ad plug. Not the shameless self plug.
Look, this is a business. I gotta make money somehow. How do you think it'd provide for my children? I gotta put 2 through college. Huh?
Spelled B-U-S.
Oh, good.
I know how to spell business. I'm a man of business. The businessman.
I'm the business boy. I'm a silly little business boy. Anyway, no phantom shame, and we love it. Phantom sue me.
Axe.
Oh, I like to play Nickelodeon Brawl. I'm a phantom main. No, okay, we're done. We're done. Anyway. Whew. I'm not living up to the boy-wife spankable tags.
Those do kill me.
Oh my gosh. No more phantom nicknames. What turns you off? This?
What turns me off? Getting like shot down, like even if it's very gentle, like I'm very hard on myself with that sort of stuff. It's funny because I like the character I portray, like, and not like this is like, you know, like a mask I put on. No, like when I'm joking around, I pretend to be very, very confident, very cocky. But I have I have very thick skin mid conversation, but I guarantee you, if you've ever insulted me, if you've ever said something negative about me, I will never fucking forget it. I will remember that for the rest of my life, and that is the curse that I have. I remember my music teacher in 2nd grade telling me I was a show off and I was not a good singer, and that is part of the reason I have such crippling stage fright. Yep. Yep. Yeah. That's it. That's the one.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I can understand that. It's toxic people, because like it's one thing to, for me, I'm very open about my disagreements. Well, what am I gonna do? He's gonna hold this over my head for the rest of my life. Yeah.
No, I will not. I do hold grudges, but it takes a long time to get me to hold. You are nowhere near that, Apophis. Such a special little guy. You're a silly little guy.
Ooh.
It's like Tay.
But I'm very vocal and very open about my disagreements when I have with people. Like, and even if I tell somebody I think they're wrong, it doesn't come from a place of malice. It comes just from a place of disagreement. And so, something a saying that I live by is, it's not personal, it's professional. And it meaning, if I say something that, if I yell at you or if I disagree with what you say, I think you're wrong. It's not because I think you are not good as a person or it's your ability. I'm simply just disagreeing with you. And I'm not disagreeing with you on a personal level, like, you did this wrong, therefore you're stupid, and I need to call attention. It's, oh, you did that thing, I think it's wrong, I think I need to call attention to it. And I think that's
an important adult thing to do. There's just, my self-esteem will not allow me to separate that in my head. I can separate it logically, but there's that little part of you that when you look in the mirror, it's like, Jesus, you're ugly. Like, you are hideous. Stop looking at that. And you're like, oh, my hair looks good today. And then you walk out of the bathroom, like that voice that you just kind of push back and ignore. Like, that one will always be there. And it's just like, do you remember that time that he said that you can't eat gas? He thinks you're stupid.
No.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, you just have to learn to let stuff go.
Oh, no, I get it. Yeah, thanks for swinging by, bro. But when everybody who joined for the raid, we're wrapping up the show soon anyway. But yeah, no, it's the brain can sometimes be a stupid thing. It just it doesn't like to work. Yeah, no, I understand that completely. Except for me,
it's also just proof that it's like, you never know what someone else is going through. You do not know.
Mm-hmm.
That was like yesterday, day before when I was streaming. I had myokymia like crazy, which is when your eyelid twitches.
Oh.
And that is like a telltale sign that you are too stressed out. That is your body telling you that it's like you are not handling the stress that you are going through well.
That makes so much sense now.
Yep, it's called myokymia. It's not a very serious condition. There are other underlying conditions that can be resolved with simple Botox injections by your local ophthalmologist or dermatologist, and you can go see them for that. But
you know about
9 times
ophthalmology.
9 times out of 10, it is just stress. There's nothing wrong with you. It is just your body trying to tell you that you are not coping with your stress and you need to find a way to deal with that. Usually it's sleep. Usually sleep is really the key factor. And I knew that was it for me, but yeah, like, you don't know what other people are going through. So be nice to them and don't call them silly little guys unless I like being called silly little guys.
Respect people's
Eat
boundaries.
your
Oh, I hate it. I hate it.
Next question, please.
What's your favorite curse word?
I
had the
anything that's fun to say, like that I know shouldn't be said, that I feel like I have enough charisma to get out there.
Freaking love afraid.
It can be as bad as like just screaming the word damn it, to like find the right audience to really let some stuff fly. That as long as it's in good fun.
I freaking
I think that's a
love the
very
word
important thing to keep
dickhead.
in mind. Is know your audience, know what you're saying, how you're saying it, who you're saying it to. Curse words are very, very fun, but it's amazing how much power you can have by calling someone a a stumbling buffoon instead of calling them a fucking idiot. Like, you'd be amazed at how much weight you lose when you just throw the F-bomb around all the time, and how much calling someone a buffoon can like really stick with them. Same with silly, where it's like, you can call me any curse word you want. The second you call me silly, I am like locked in, like I'm taking you serious. Like I think you don't take me seriously. You think I'm silly.
Yeah, for me at least, I don't swear a whole lot, by choice, and because of that, I feel like whenever I do swear, it has a little more like meaning to it.
Yes, absolutely.
Because like with my brothers, they didn't hear me swear a lot growing up, and so once I got to college, I started to swear a lot more because I was outside the bounds of my family, and like I was finally able to just be a little more of myself. And when that happened, like when I was driving to the convention I go to every year in Vegas, like about 2 years ago, I was driving, and then my older brother was just backseat driving me and just be like, you need to do this, you need to do this, and I just went and looked at him. I said, will you please shut the F up for 1 second and let me drive?
Yeah.
And the car just went quiet.
Yeah.
It's just like, you don't swear? You know, where did this come from? Like, it's not that I don't swear, it's just I choose not to around you.
Yeah. It's like, it's knowing your audience.
Imagine being the sperm.
Incredibly important.
Imagine being called the sperm that should have lost the race.
See, and that's something where it's like, I feel like the more unique the insult is, the more weight it carries. It doesn't have to be like, it doesn't have to be like a long string of words. Like, just calling someone a harlot can like really catch people off guard nowadays. Cause like, oh my God. Like,
man, remember that?
Like, why would you say that? Like, it's really funny.
Hey, Alan, can you just shut the hell up? Let me make my quesadilla in peace. Ugh, sometimes people just need to be, like, need to make it known your distaste for them in that situation. They don't learn. Like, I freaking love the phrase, you have two brain cells and they're both fighting for third place.
Yeah, see, wench is a good one. I think calling people a wretch is even better.
Okay.
Because it's just like, the less you hear it, the better. The punchier it'll be.
I see. Okay, but what is your favorite curse word, like, of all time? You need to pick one.
If I had to pick one, I mean, I feel like fuck it's the go-to, but yeah, my favorite curse word's whatever one gets the most rise out of people, whichever one I feel is the funniest. Sometimes a good shit is all you need.
Yeah.
Other times, like,
So,
you gotta hit them with the mother of all curses.
So I forgot to add it, and create it, but I'm gonna be having a whiteboard that has tally marks on swear words. That way I can keep track of who all has said what. And I'm super excited for that. Kind of like a Top Gear kind of thing.
I feel like it's much more pronounced when other people do it, because I just let them fly all the time, because I feel like normalizing them is important, so people don't like put too much weight in them. One day curse words will be a thing of the past. We'll get there.
Ooh. Yeah. Well, let's move on. Let's blaze through these last few questions. What sound or noise do you love? Freaking love
That's a good one. I've been really on JG's really turned me on to a Yoda kick, because I guess there's a Fortnite backpack, so just having like a just kind of popping out of nowhere is pretty great. I don't know. Any noise that's out of nowhere is always fun.
Val is gonna keep track of swears and gift a sub for each at the end of the year.
Oh God.
How would bro feel if I called him a goober? Freaking love the word goober. What sound or
Goober's
noise?
fun.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Sound or noise that I hate? Oh God, I don't even know. I've gotten kind of tired of vine booms, but and like metal pipes. They're still kind of funny, but I feel like they've been way overdone. I think honestly, the sound of my own voice is probably it's probably the most consistent thing that I do not like the most. We're getting it, but yeah, I knew that was coming. I don't hear it. I'll hear it when I watch the VOD of the VOD.
You gotta redo. You gotta listen to your audio. All right. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Other than I'm going to consider VTubing a semi-profession. But I've been thinking about doing ophthalmology.
I thought you were an ophthalmologist.
No, what? You thought I was a legit ophthalmologist, really?
Yeah, because I thought Robe told me.
No, I was an ophthalmic scribe.
Oh.
I didn't even have a certification for it, honestly. I just
You wrote the sacred texts.
Yeah, when I like something, I just absorb information like a sponge, or the stomach when sulfur hexafluoride is swallowed.
Okay, what profession would you not like to?
Go on.
No. You're saying?
No, I was actually hoping you'd cut me off for comedic effect. So,
what profession would you not like to do?
I'm tired of customer service. I think I'm done with it. I think the only thing worse than customer service would be a desk job where I don't talk to people all day. That would be the worst.
Get the best of both worlds and be a phone salesman.
Oh, God. Sales is so intimidating.
Oh, I've done
Trash can? That's also bad. I don't think I'd like that one either. I don't do well with bad smells. I can deal with dirty stuff. That's not too bad, but like they deal with all sorts of dirty stuff and angry people when they're like, take my trash, and it's like, you didn't have it out in time. Sorry. Like,
oof indeed,
yeah.
Friend.
Yeah, white suburban people can be rough.
I know the feeling. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
You're finally awake.
Oh my gosh. Why am I not surprised?
I like Skyrim.
It's Skyrim's good. Skyrim's good. I will leave it at that. Oh, my goodness. Well, today has been a fun episode. It's been packed full of ups, some downs, some laughs, some anger, and plenty of Dr. Pepper's thrown. But what a stellar first episode to the second season of this show. And here's to hopefully many more good ones in the future. So thank you for coming on.
I said I'd hope so. I hope there are many more good ones in the future. If this is peak, we got a problem. We got to get you some more sulfur hexafluoride.
I can adjust the pitch of my voice with OBS. Probably there's a plugin.
There you go.
But I don't want to do that. But anywho, it's time for me to ask we gotta find Phantom some legs too.
I've got legs. You want to see them? Hold up. How do I do this? My legs. I can move my legs.
How did you rotate?
It is control and scroll wheel.
Yeah. Yo.
It is Lieutenant Danning it.
I also got legs.
Oh, wait. Is that how we end the stream? Can we just... Can we end the stream with our legs?
Why not?
I like that idea.
Why not? That's so ridiculous.
No, what are you talking? You have to move your head violently so your legs move when you're talking.
Quick, before the blood rushes into your head. Just all of a sudden you hear me go. Actually, I don't know if you can hear that. Just.
No, I didn't hear it.
Okay, well. That's okay. Probably noise suppression took care of it. But I hate this so much. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's time for me to ask my last and, in my opinion, second most
Yeah.
important. Well, actually,
Oh?
no, it wouldn't make sense if you asked it for old time's sake.
Yeah, no, that would make a ton of sense.
It would actually be very funny though.
I know what it is.
Who should we raid that we haven't raided before on this channel? And while you figure that out, I'm gonna talk to Chad a little bit.
I don't know if we've rated them before, but I do have someone that I would like to request because they're doing their first 24-hour stream today.
I believe is it Blue?
It is. Have we rated Blue before?
I believe we have rated Blue.
Okay, let me look.
However, I think today I can make an exception.
Okay.
Also, it occurred to me that I didn't update my raid message because I now have the new emote. So hold on, un momento, por favor. Chat commands. Custom commands. What do you mean clipped? What was there to clip?
Clipped. Clipping the grippers right now?
Clipping the grippers.
Clipping the gripper?
Ah, thank you, Stream Elements, for not working. Alright, there it is.
Oh, yeah. I'm actually looking at moving away from everything but Sammy as much as possible.
There we go. Well, does Sammy have a chatbot?
I believe it does.
Like, what the frick? What just happened, Stream Elements?
Oh, boy.
I started copying and pasting the commands I have, and all of a sudden it just decided to just go and it basically delete itself. What an exhilarating and scuffed way to end this first stream. All right.
I don't know what you mean.
All right. All right, save. Wow, you're going all in the paint with those grippers. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, hopefully that should be better now. There we go. With the new raid message. So that is for our wonderful subscribers. If you want access to this, consider subscribing. And if not, here is the one for our followers.
You.
What?
What? What's that?
What? What? Are those your boots, or are you just happy to see me, Phantom? Oh, I hate that. I hate that so much. But anyway, guys, please join us tomorrow as we get to have our second returning guest, Rinthio. And, oh my goodness, my chair won't move. Where we have our second returning guest, Rinthio, and we'll have a lot to talk about with him. But in the meantime, I highly encourage you guys to follow me on Twitter, follow me on YouTube, where I will be posting this Sunday the first episode of the VOD News Network, or VNN, if you will. You couldn't hear that rim shot, you know, the but anyway. But no, seriously, because I thought that'd be funny. That's what it's called. It's called VNN, or VTuber News Network, or VOD News Network, excuse me. So, subscribe to my YouTube if you want to see that. But if not, I hopefully will see you guys tomorrow, same time, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And why don't we get that raid going? And I need to figure out why my room is so warm.
Same, bro.
Oh, I hope the AC is not out again, because if it is, that will make me sad. Anywho.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye. You gotta wave.
Fine. Wait, no, that's V Bridger. Ooh.